Now is Republican Congressman Jim Banks and Manhattan Institute senior fellow Chris Rufo. Congressman, speaking of winds of change in Washington, you are beginning to take aim, are you not, possibly, at Disney's copyrights. Explain.
Yes, Laura. This is probably a long time coming. At the end of the day, we take our kids to Disney World for family vacation, not indoctrination. And Disney, as for a long time, they've attacked American values. I've never seen them attack a Chinese law, but here they are attacking a very popular law in Florida that most Floridians support, most Americans support. And if they're going to attack the American laws that are being put in place by duly elected governors and representatives at the state level, then they don't deserve all the special American laws and protections that are granted to their company. So I wrote Disney a letter today and I said, when your copyright laws expire, which is coming up in the next few years, and they come back to Congress and spend millions and millions of dollars to lobby members of Congress like myself, I'm not going to vote for it. I'm not going to vote for special laws that help Disney when Disney is attacking American values on a regular basis like what they are in this situation with this situation in Florida specifically, and in a lot of other ways as well.
I mean, I think they just take it for granted that they're going to have their copyrights extended forever. I mean, I think of a book like A Christmas Carol, like that's in the public domain now. That's not, Dickens is gone. We don't continue that in any type of trademark or copyright. And I think Congress has to start examining this across the board for a lot of companies. Chris, you're looking at a whole bunch of issues involving Disney, including an issue regarding child predators. And specifically about lobbying to oppose increasing protocols for sexual abuse on cruise ships. Tell us about this.
Yeah, that's right. I spent the day poring through criminal arrest records and court records. And while Disney is now presenting itself as the moral arbiter about children and sexuality, there is a dark side to Disney. In fact, over the last few years, dozens and dozens of Disney employees have been arrested for child pornography, child sex exploitation, and even child rape. But more concerning than that, which is already in a huge moral scandal, Disney executives, through their trade union lobbyist associations, actually pushed to reduce the most stringent regulations and reporting requirements for sexual abuse on the cruise ships. There was even one story reported a number of years ago where Disney did a cover-up for a man who was an employee of that cruise ship who molested an 11-year-old girl. Disney refused to report it, allowed him to evade authorities and flee back to the country of India. So I'm not going to sit here for 1 minute and take moral lectures from these moral midgets like the Disney CEO and the Disney president, who have been covering for, hiring, and even enabling child sex predators for decades.
Well, at this point, Congressman, it would seem to me that parents, they had a choice in Virginia, and they chose to go with Glenn Youngkin because of the schools issue in part, and there were a lot of other issues. Biden's wildly unpopular. So you've got to wonder why the Democrats are deciding to go down this road now. I said this is a hill they're willing to die on, apparently. I mean, the country is not with them on these issues, certainly not regarding children.
And this bill is it's such common sense, and it's so needed, not just in Florida, but every state in the country, Laura. I mean, you look at what this bill does. By the way, I have an 8-year-old daughter. I don't want her indoctrinated about sexual behavior at school or at Disney World. And so you do have to wonder, why are the Democrats so hell-bent on opposing legislation and laws like this that the vast majority of the American people support? But you have these woke executives at places like Disney, who, by the way, as I said earlier, they've never protested anything about China. They completely turn a blind eye and support Uyghur Muslim genocide in China, but they want to attack Governor DeSantis and the good people of Florida for passing a law that the vast majority of people in that state elected their representatives to pass to begin with. So it's an attack on American democracy. We shouldn't reward them for it.
If they want to act like a political action committee, they should be treated like a political action committee. I mean, frankly, if that's what the whole brand is going to become. I know they give a lot of donations to Republicans and Democrats, which is fine, but if they're going to actively advocate day after day on this one particular issue, then they're just going to have to see where the chips fall on this. But Chris, here's how the rest of the media is reacting to this controversy.
You may be talking about a problem that doesn't exist. It's just like critical race theory.
What they want to do is keep yelling about it to get people in their homes questioning what conversations are happening around sex that don't actually exist.
I think the problem for the Republican Party is that it goes to what Democrats can use, and frankly independents as well, to continue to paint the party as intolerant, as bigoted.
Well, Chris, it's moved from tolerance to you must accept and advocate this for children in some school settings in this country.
Yeah, we do this very weird slippery slope with the left where they say something doesn't exist and then you blink and they say it's mandatory. But they're playing this same failed playbook that they tried with critical race theory. We educated 175 million Americans about critical race theory in the last 18 months. They're with us by a 2-to-1 margin. We're seeing those same numbers for the Parental Bill of Rights. So really this is a combination of projection and denial. It's going to lead the left to melt down. They don't know how to get out from behind these activists that are trying to take critical race theory and gender ideology to its logical extension, which is really chaos, devastation, and confusion for kids. Most American people will not stand for it. Most American people are standing up against it, and they're going to find out where the American people stand come November.
Yeah, I beg that they run on this issue, because I'd say one word that we don't use a lot on television: innocence. The innocence of our little kids is at stake now. And they're innocent little children. They should be protected by all of us, frankly. Congressman, Chris, thank you.